Hey guys, Joel Brown here with the Speckled Trout Outfitters to show you another fly I like. This one is a take on Pat Dorsey's Manhattan Midge. Just traded a few materials for something else. All credit to him for really coming up with the idea of this fly. I just changed a thing or two, but I'm not going to pretend like it was my idea. It really is inspired by his fly. It is a great midge emerger. If you know anything about him, he fishes a lot of tailwaters. So this is what that fly was intended for, but I have found it to be a good fly just to have as well for some of our creeks, as well as, of course, the tailwaters. And for the purpose of this video, I'll be tying in a size 20 with a black bead, 2.0 millimeter. You will also need black thread, 70D, and white Antron yarn and extra small silver wire. Starting out, I'm just going to add a few wraps here at the start. At the base of the bead and cut that thread away. I am then going to add that extra small silver wire here, if I can get a hold of it. And I prefer to kind of add that wire to the side or underneath. I don't think it really matters. That's just kind of what I do. It's probably more for me than for the fish. They can't tell. And I'm going to work back with nice even wraps towards the bend, about right there, and I'll start working my way back up towards the bead here. And yep, about right there. I'll stop, put that thread to the side, and I'm going to make some nice even wraps with that wire back towards the start. I see a lot of people and myself over wrapping when they start tying. You really don't need that many wraps with wire, and in general on flies I would say less is more, so keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna make some nice even wraps. It's typically on a 20 for me, is gonna be like 4 will be showing. And from here, I'm towards the top. I can let go of it, it'll stay. And I'm gonna make, to pinch it off, I'll go to the left of the wire, to the right of the wire, to the left of the wire, to the right of the wire 3 times each. And then I'll let that thread hang, and I'm just going to go in a circular position with the wire in my hand until eventually that will just pop off. And now you can see the thread's kind of right at the base of the bead. I want to kind of backtrack just a little bit here, about right there, and that's where I'm going to add next that white Antron yarn to give it that emerger look, like it's kind of breaking free towards the surface. So I'm going to wrap it around. What you'll see if you know the Manhattan Midge is this would actually be Crystal Flash, which totally is great too. I just preferred something a little bit more natural and dull, but both are good depending on the circumstances. Now that I've got that Antron yarn in, I've got a couple more tight wraps around it to capture it firmly, and then I'll pull on the long side. I'm going to pull that tight and cut it back, just like so. And I will go ahead and do a few more wraps to just kind of close out that Antron yarn from sticking out, and I'm going to backtrack towards where I started those wraps, where I captured that Antron yarn to start. And then I'm going to get just a little bit of black dubbing. I would say, like I've been saying, less is more. So I find a lot of times that it's less than I thought I needed. So I will just kind of start with a little bit, just like you can't see, but I just did, just a little bit, and then add if I need to. It wasn't quite enough. But the beauty is, if you just start with a little bit less and add, it's easier to do that than try to backtrack off the fly and add too much. So start with less. It usually always ends up being less than you think it's going to be, that you really need on the fly. Again, it's a small midge. It doesn't need a lot. And to get that dubbing really firm to the thread, I like to apply a lot of pressure between my index and my thumb, and then I'll slide that forward. I just don't want it to be super duper fluffy. It'll expand in the water as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just wrap some of that in, just like so. And now I'm going to get that whip finish tool out, whip it at the top here. I like to do four wraps on the whip and then do it again. just some extra insurance to do it twice. And you can go ahead and cut that thread. Last step here would just be to cut back this Antron yarn. Again, you don't want it to be very long, just enough to show that it's kind of breaking free there for this midge. So about right there is good. And yeah, that's what I'm calling the poor man's Manhattan Midge. Again, good fishery, good fly for the tailwaters, good fly for up here, 18 to 22. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions, please let us know what you want us to tie. We'd love to tie things that are helpful, and we will continue to bring flies like this to the table that actually do catch fish and we believe in. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, give us a call. We'd love to take care of you. Have a great day, y'all.